Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All the Marbles. Hang on. I'm going to take that again. I had a hiatus. We had a hiatus.
You just told me we can't do that shit.
What? Well, we haven't started.
Okay.
Yeah. After we've started.
Okay.
Ending a success.
Do you want to shout the N-word or something before we start? since we haven't started yet, I can take
Not
it out.
that one.
Okay. Well, you could have shouted any word that started. Okay. Welcome back to All the Marbles, everybody, where the stakes have never been higher. This week on the podcast, we got Nathan Thomas. Kansas City Comic, Brian Bartels, Kansas City musician, Pastor Bob and the American Taliban. Is that the name of the?
That's it.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
And Sierra McCree, Casey Comic. Does anybody have anything that's been pressing on their mind to shout into the void before we dive into the cards or anything? Any scene drama that needs addressed or anything? Are we anybody? No. Cool. Well, we'll talk
Not
about
that
that
I'm
later
aware
then.
of.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna. I think. Okay. So we had a hiatus. We were gone for 2 weeks. Hi. And coming back, I was thinking about past episodes of the show, and there was the last few several episodes we've been going in a circle, and a comic draws a card, decides who they want to ask the question to, and then ask the question to a comic. That seems to work fine, but I think that we used to do a thing where you go in a circle, and then the comic picks another comic to ask them a question, and then that comic picks a card and asks it. And I think I want to go back to that because it seems a little more convoluted, but I think that it was actually flowing a little better. So this is all stuff that we should have said before I introed, but it's too late now. So we're going to start with Nate, and Nate, you're going to pick a comic who's going to then ask you a question.
Okay. And is it like they're using a card?
Yeah,
always?
they'll then
Okay,
draw a card.
okay.
You don't get to pick which kind of card they pick. You get to pick who draws a card.
All right. Sierra, ask me a question.
All right. I'll ask you a sad question.
All right. Cool.
Let's get going with a bang.
Yeah. I wanted to start depressing. How would you raise a child differently from how your parents raised you?
So I think so. I'm in the process of trying to do that.
Okay, good.
And I don't think my parents were bad parents by any stretch of the imagination, but they didn't give me a lot of space to be myself.
Okay.
Like it was always like you're too much, this too much, that, like fit in this box, and like the world teaches you that as well. But so I think one thing I've tried to do with my son is to like give him space to be himself when that's big, when that's small. Yeah, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Try anyway.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was it when you say like stay in a box? Were there any specific boxes that you felt specifically confined to as a kid, or
Well,
are there any titles in any of those boxes that?
So I'm like, I can be very loud and rambunctious. That comes very naturally.
Gotcha.
And then I don't have much of an off switch sometimes. And so like in school, this isn't my parents, but in school in the 3rd grade, my teacher would just put me in the corner and like put shit around me so I couldn't see other people. So I'm really good at like geography of the United States because one of those maps was all the states in the
Spent a
capitals.
lot of,
Just
burned in
a couple
to
weeks
the-
ago. It was an exercise to be like, can I write all the states in geographic order?
Oh wow.
And I did them, and then I counted them, and then I spent like 15 minutes being like, where are the 2 other states? And it was Alaska and Hawaii. I forgot all
Okay.
about them.
Because you're just focused on the shape.
Yeah, it's just continental only.
That's cool. That's fun. But you got the rest, and they were where
Oh,
they
yeah,
should be.
yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have
Damn.
talked about it if I had
Right,
not done
that'd
it
be embarrassing.
successfully. Like, nope, I messed up.
That's valid.
How'd it go? Awful.
Brian, I think it's your turn to choose a comic to interrogate you.
Wait, can I also ask you questions?
Oh,
I don't want you to feel left
Well,
out.
if I ask you to ask me a question, we're going in a thing like this, and right now it's your turn to be asked a question. So you're selecting
okay.
who's going to ask you the question.
Um,
Everyone will get asked a question.
I want you to ask me a question.
Nice.
I want to ask one of
Thanks.
these extreme personal questions because I haven't been around
hell
for
yeah.
these.
Those
Let's
each
go.
have 2 questions to choose from.
Oh, do I provide
You
either
can pick
or?
either.
Do I pick,
Yeah, you can
do
pick
I-
either or, and if they
Okay.
cower out of the first one, they have to answer the other one.
Oh,
So we'll go with if rattlesnakes bit all of the male players' dicks, whose venom would you suck out first and why?
Rip. And why? That's
I like that you have to give a reason.
I'm gonna say. Can I, just to show that I don't like play favorites, kind of like go back and forth, because I really like you
and then
both.
he answered why in the yeah, because he doesn't want to seem like he's favoring anybody.
Yeah.
And he wants both of us to live.
Right.
That's
Also,
it.
the other person dies, so that's kind of rude.
Yeah,
to
true.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
let someone die.
It's very altruistic.
Yeah.
And,
Thank
and
you.
you neglected yourself in this scenario, so like it's selfless too.
Thank you.
Well, he can't reach. He's hoping. Well, he's also hedging his bets because he's figuring if I suck both these guys' dicks to get the venom out, the odds of one of them thinking, "Okay, I better reciprocate," my life is more likely to be saved at
there
that
you
point
go.
too. So that's yeah,
Very
It's-
honorable decision, I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's Machiavellian almost.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sierra, I think it's your turn to be asked a
Oh.
question.
Taylor, I'm gonna make you ask me a question.
Okay, let's see. We'll do a sad question for Sierra.
Oh.
What's the most difficult thing you've ever had to do?
Oh God. Honestly, try stand up for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you, what do you mean by when you say that's the most difficult thing? What do you mean by difficult?
Because I had very crippling social anxiety.
Okay.
Like crippling.
Gotcha.
So like, but I mean, once I did it, it wasn't a problem. But like actually like doing it for the first time.
Were you physically shaking on stage when you were?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I used to do that when I first.
Oh,
started.
really?
Yeah,
I've
it would
seen
get
that.
bad. I
Not
would
on
be, like,
you,
holding-
but like
yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen people do that. Yeah.
I would be able to like feel it in my legs, and then for a while I thought, oh, I got rid of it because I wouldn't feel it in my legs. But then I would go to look at my notes, and if I was holding
It
my
was
notes, I wouldn't
shaking,
be able
yeah.
to read my notes because my hand would be shaking
Yeah.
so bad. It was fun.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you did it because you make me laugh.
Okay, I'm glad.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great. How was
Appreciate
the
that.
Elmo's show?
Oh, it was okay. It was a
Nice.
great show. It was a great put on show. I was told it was a party, and I was very excited. When I walked in, it turns out it was a frat party.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was a great show, a great turnout.
Show at a frat party. at
But
a-
it was a frat
bar.
party
Yeah.
at a tiny bar, so they were
Interesting.
very loud.
Yeah.
I had to scream through my entire set, but
wow.
it was like a great turnout, and like
Okay.
like
that's cool
I have
then.
no idea how they put that on. So
Ah,
like,
hell yeah.
and it was a great group. So
Nice.
yeah,
It's
Nice.
dope.
Good times. Good times. BJ, I think you're gonna. It's my
I'm
turn.
asking
Yeah,
you a
you're gonna ask
question?
me a question.
I don't remember what the colors are, and I'm not gonna ask because I think that makes it more fun. Yellow. What are your coping mechanisms for stress?
Ooh, I'll usually I'll either get on my phone or if my phone's low on battery, I'll start fidgeting with some kind of small object until I've fully destroyed it.
nice.
I was talking about fidgeting with small objects earlier.
Zing! I'm trying to pull up. Usually there's a wait. Okay, I don't have that'll be there. Okay.
I get some slack because I
pretty
just
good.
saved your life, so I can.
You
make fun
did.
of
You
your
did.
dicks,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. That's how we keep it heterosexual. He's like, you guys, you call these dicks, and we're like, yeah, whatever. It'd be good. It'd be good. But yeah, probably that. And apparently, just physically shaking also is just an autonomic coping mechanism for stress. Apparently,
If you were a dog, you'd be a Chihuahua probably.
I'd like to think I'd be a border collie, but insult taken. That's,
I just meant the shaking.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, dude, I had a roommate once who had a Chihuahua pug mix. That like the eyes are like on the outside of their head,
That's
almost,
terrifying.
but the rest of them looked like a Chihuahua. And you know how like a normal Chihuahua will shake if it's scared.
Mm-hmm.
This dog had like general anxiety and never stopped shaking, no
Oh my
matter
God,
what. It
that's
was
so
just a
sad.
vibrating dog
And that dog was so fit.
with eyes, hanging off
the
of its
time.
face, and it was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah, Nate, I think it's your turn to be asked a question. Who do you wanna pull?
Oh, I just got it.
My turn.
Like the dog sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, BJ, ask me a question.
Nice.
Turquoise or aqua or whatever. What is
Green?
I
this?
think that's great.
Yeah, it's green. Wow, this is like a whole ass paragraph.
Oh, good.
Why is
Yeah.
this so-
Well, green cards
my
are intellectual
glasses.
questions.
Okay.
So that's
On planet A, everyone's 30% dumber, and you're a genius by comparison. On planet B, everyone's 30% smarter, and you're an idiot by comparison. You stay the same. Which planet would you prefer to live on?
Planet B, no question. Being around smarter people, even if I am an idiot by comparison, that's the kind of environment that I want to be in.
Gotcha.
I don't need to be smarter than everyone else. Yeah.
valid.
That's what I wish I could say.
Right, yeah. Especially if you're, If it said that like I got smarter until I was smarter than everyone else who stayed the same, that'd be really tempting. That'd be really tempting to be like, why wouldn't?
I feel like I'm already on planet B.
I don't think I don't think 30% below everyone. That I'm not sure there's a lot of people
Well,
for that. It is a weird. The card is oddly passive aggressively just calling the person who has to answer the question aggressively averagely intelligent, where it's like 30% in one direction or the other. If you're
Yeah.
staying the same and everyone else moves, you're either a genius or an idiot. It's like you're in the middle of the bell curve.
Yeah, but most people are in the middle of the bell curve.
That is true. That's how a
it
bell
works.
curve works. That's a good point. Not a game for outliers. This game. Buy this if you're in the middle of the bell curve. You're appealing to most of the people buying board games at that point. BJ, it's your turn to be asked a question.
I'm gonna ask Sierra.
okay. Ask Sierra to ask.
Yes.
Ask to yes.
Okay. Are there any viewpoints so offensive that they deserve to be shut down or suppressed? If so, which ones?
I feel like in principle, I want to be like this beacon of free speech, and then I hear 90% of what anyone has to say. I'm like, that should be illegal.
Yes, that's
Shut the
so
fuck
true.
up. I don't know. I'm fine with the idea that if there's like a genuine threat behind something, then yeah, that doesn't count as free speech. I think we kind of have it figured out there, like harmful rhetoric that can like actually hurt someone or like death threats. Yeah, fuck that. And otherwise, let someone be like a dumbass.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. I like the idea of like suppressed by what mechanism? Because like I don't. We can talk about like what should I, but like. For your thing of like anytime anyone says anything, it'd be really fun to me if like anytime anyone said anything ever, like everyone in the room just immediately said shut the fuck up. No matter what they said, if you're going to say something, you have to be expecting this incoming wave of just everyone telling you to shut up first, and that'd be kind of fun to see. I think it would just be a fun world to live in for a week.
That's just what it's like to be like Nick Fuentes.
True.
Say that's social media kind
Yeah.
of is that to sometimes.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah, that's so true.
Not my echo chamber.
Oh, no.
Eco chamber. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
because
that.
I'm an environmentalist.
Right. Yeah. It's getting hotter all the time. Okay.
Oh,
Sierra, I think
Damn.
it was very nice out today. Sierra, it's your turn to be asked a question. Who would you like to
All
draw a
right,
card?
Nathan, I'll let you ask me a question.
Okay. Do you have more thoughts or more feeling?
Oh boy.
Mm?
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. This is requiring me to have thoughts and feelings.
Just like, let me render out some thoughts real quick.
Right.
about
Which one
that.
more so?
That's so true. Thoughts. I have so many more thoughts, I
Interesting.
think.
Which did you, when you heard the question, which did you first notice yourself thinking, or did you first notice yourself having a feeling about the question you were asked?
Thinking.
Okay.
Yes. That's why I think thoughts.
Gotcha. Do you think feelings ever?
Ever?
Yeah.
This is getting really deep. No. Yes, I do. I have feelings sometimes.
Gotcha.
At times.
That's the T-shirt. I
On
have feelings
occasion.
sometimes.
Sometimes there's feelings in there.
Yeah.
Mostly thought.
Amongst the thoughts.
Yeah. The thoughts dilute the feelings.
Interesting. What? In what way? Like how?
I don't know.
Okay. fair enough.
I don't know my brain that well.
Fair. That's valid. Sierra asked me a question.
Wait, what?
Hmm?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything which arouses you that you've never admitted to anybody?
Never admitted to anybody? No, probably not. I don't think. Yeah, that's usually.
The way the answer to that question gets, the way the word that question is phrased allows for that cop out answer.
That's true.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's like,
true.
as long as I've
That's true.
admitted it to one person,
Yeah,
then
you
then,
don't have
then
to
you
tell
can.
us.
And then if you consider yourself a person, no. But one other person as well. Yeah. I don't think. But also, yeah. Because like I don't think I've admitted to many people anything that arouses me. Like I'm not a very let's talk about what's interesting sexually to all of us person in circles of conversation. I'm more like let's talk about how that one person who just left the group is an asshole. But only if we don't know them very much. You did.
I was proposing an amendment to the question.
Okay, let's go.
What about? All right, pretend you're Catholic. Are you Catholic?
No.
Pretend you're Catholic.
Okay.
Is there something that arouses you that you wouldn't confess in the the box thing? What's that called? Is anyone here Catholic?
A confessional?
Confessional, yeah. What are you not gonna share in there?
Probably any sexual thoughts at all in a confessional, just because I don't want to steer the energy in that direction, given the environment that I'm now in. I'm trying to get in and get out without things turning sexual at all. So I'm probably not gonna. I don't want to let him have the deniable plausibility of well he started talking about I don't. That's not. Let's just keep things strictly. I'm gonna be asking him what he thought of last season of Doctor Who.
Why are you asking that in a confessional?
Because I want to get the priest talking so that I don't have to confess anything.
He doesn't.
I want to be able to have
father
gone
into
to
daddy.
confession. I don't want to have to confess. Okay, listen. I want to have gone to confession, but I don't want to talk about anything. Like it's like you go to therapy, but then you just try to get you interview the therapist and see if you can get through the hour without having to answer any questions.
Is that what you do?
I don't know. I haven't been to therapy. I haven't been to confession. But if I did, it would probably go something like that, just compulsively, just because
I
be
want
very
you to
defensive
go to
very
therapy
quickly.
just to see how a therapist handles
Dude,
you.
if I had $1 for every time someone said that,
I mean,
could
not
afford
to
to go to
brag,
therapy.
but
I could afford
am
yeah.
I am an undergraduate student in psychology.
Your new
Nice.
therapist.
So I'm like pretty qualified if you want to try like a little mock
Okay.
therapy.
So we should stop becoming friends so that there's no conflict of interest.
No,
there.
I've heard that doesn't matter that much.
Really? Oh, okay. Okay. He wouldn't lie to me. He's the therapist.
Yeah, that's true.
That's. It's like a priest that isn't sexually repressed,
Yeah.
and that doesn't report to a central committee and a weird honeycomb of informational mess. Okay,
Taylor
Nate.
asked me a question.
That's so funny. I was just about to ask you to save me. Nate, how boring are you? It's on the card. I don't know. Yeah.
I could say
Scale of 1 to 10.
It's also card number 69.
Nice.
Are there numbers?
They are. They're numbered cards for some
Damn,
reason.
I could have been missing so many funny numbers. I wasn't looking.
How many funny numbers are there?
2.
That was so quick.
Yeah, 69 and 420, right?
Oh, yeah. 420s. Yeah.
I think there's at least 6. You're leaving out
9/11.
720, 9/11,
720.
9. Yeah, there you go. 1943.
What?
It got a laugh.
1312.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Which one's
Why?
1312?
ACAB.
Gotcha. I'm not woke,
So
apparently.
I guess
just
I'm not
failed
either.
the
Oh,
test.
1, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Cool.
Wait, I still don't understand the logic. Sierra,
So
explain 1312 to me.
1312.
Yeah.
1 is the first letter of the alphabet.
Oh, this
A.
is T9 texting, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
no.
Or I don't know what that is. I just said yes.
Not T9, but okay, yeah. it's
T9.
numeric, yeah.
3 is the
ABC.
third letter in the alphabet. That's C.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
1, 3, 1,
4.
4.
So we could take the time and do all 26 nations it out and spell our names all in numbers if we wanted to.
Yeah.
I know this because I've researched it. I have my Patreon set up that like every tier is a different funny number.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
So yeah, that's like all of these. That's how much you could give me every month.
That's pretty good.
So I think,
SLC Folk Patreon.
I think to answer the question of how boring I am,
He only knew 2 funny numbers.
it's that no. I think all that was an answer. No,
Okay.
no, I think by some people's definition, I could be pretty boring because I am a fairly simple person.
Gotcha.
But then also, I am not. I hang out with funny people, and I'm out on the town all the time, and like
He's got a head
like
for
to-
puns.
Like to hang out in jazz bars.
Yeah.
Like
What's your favorite jazz bar? In Kansas City.
So I quite like the Green Lady Lounge.
Okay.
I've written several of my bits just going there after stuff and just like sitting, listening to music.
Nice.
Get close to the band. You get lost in the
That's
in the
cool.
moment.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I'd say like I'm not very exciting. So I would say I'm probably pretty boring.
So scale of 1 to 10 to sum up.
Man, I don't know.
Okay.
What are
Okay, fair
percentages?
enough. You could
What-
use decimal
What is
points.
a rational percentage for like the scale of boring?
Hmm.
Like dead would be 0. And,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I don't know. I have thoughts, can carry a conversation. You know.
Gotcha.
So like I have to be in the middle.
It's like the scale of like Uncle Paul and then like Weird Al.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
I also gotta say, based off of what you just said, you're one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's not
That's
boring.
everything I wished I would ever be.
Well, thanks.
What's half of everything? So on a scale of 0 to Nate Thomas, where would you put 5?
Right where one would be.
Nice.
Nice.
Pretty good. Pretty good. BJ, who do you want to ask you a question?
I like how I use Brian,
Brian.
for like.
Hello. Yeah,
for like
that's how
5
long it
minutes.
lasted. That's how long it lasted. Is your middle initial J or anything, or was it just strictly a?
No, my middle initial is J.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Brian Giant.
I love that.
That's been our show, folks. So you could follow Brian's Patreon at you follow a Patreon. Okay. Who do you want to ask?
Give
a
me
question?
money. You haven't asked me a question yet, Tiller.
Okay. Let's see.
I didn't say to do it. Yeah, go ahead, dog.
Brian, what was your most disappointing sexual experience?
In high school, I had the chance to have a foursome, and I did too many amphetamines, and I couldn't, and I was more disappointed in myself than anything else. Yeah, that's loss right there.
FOMO.
Yeah. I'm not over it. It's my Vietnam.
Wake up trying to journal. It's like, how can I recreate the event to create a scenario where I can be successful?
To Brian Bartels, 4 is not a funny number. Fair enough. That's valid.
Yeah.
Sierra.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
I always forget when it's my turn. Brian, I'll let you ask me a question.
Good
Nice.
stuff. What color haven't I picked yet?
There's always blue.
Is this purple? Did you say blue?
Blue, yeah.
I don't think it is.
Are you colorblind?
Brian has a tetrachrome disorder.
We're discovering things today.
What's your opinion of
Oh, God.
education that teaches
God.
men to be more seductive.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but go
What?
ahead, I guess.
Wait, what? Education.
That teaches men to be more seductive.
So like pickup artists. Yeah.
Like
Pickup
Hitch?
artistry or like
yeah. So like Hitch.
or that, yeah.
But
Or
worse.
that probably technically counts also. It's a
Hitch,
big tent. Big net.
I think that if it is in a similar,
Big Tent is the name of my band.
if it's a similar structure that Hitch was, or Punch Drunk Love, right?
Okay.
Have anyone seen that?
Nope.
That's the one with Steve Carell, right, and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Like something like that's like it's Hitch.
Okay.
Something like that. I'm a fan of. Like, if you like get a guy who's successful and pair him up with somebody that's not, I like that structure.
Nice.
But a class seems like it would be weird. You know,
True.
like a seduction class.
Be like,
Thanks.
Wow, this is amazing.
Thank you,
Thank
Anna,
you.
for running craft services. We have snacks. We have snacks now. The snacks have arrived.
Oh yeah.
I
Everyone feel
feel-
free to dig in. Yes.
I feel like the true test is not doing the class in the first place.
You're
If you
right.
do the
That's-
class, that means you failed. Like you,
So true.
you didn't pick up women,
That
and
is
you
so
won't.
Right.
True.
But theoretically, you're taking the class because you're already failing. I don't know if anyone who's already having success in the marketplace would be going to a class for the thing, unless you're just that. You have so much time. I like the idea of bringing a date to a pickup artistry conference. That'd be fun, just to flex on them, you know.
I feel like
Yeah.
a better analogy would be like if you were in a horse race and then halfway through you were losing, so you shot the horse.
I like that. Yes. So I guess that's my opinion. Is no.
I love the idea of it being like a seminar
Yeah.
style, and then they like you have to do like exercises.
Yeah.
And
Pair
so, like,
off.
They like bring someone up, and then everyone has to like
Yeah.
try the skill, and
That's
so then
fun.
it just is like really bad improv at a
Yeah.
certain point.
Hell yeah. Sierra asked me a question.
Oh. Okay. This is a question. These are both uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
What has been your most explosive bathroom experience lately?
Lately is a strange.
The last 6 hours.
Just most
Probably just jerking off. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of really bad shits lately. So I think that technically speaking, the most it would just be the last time I jerked off, which would have been in a bathroom. So, yeah.
How recently was that?
Today.
How long before I walked in?
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Okay.
It was
Don't
first
worry.
thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was as soon as I got home. Yeah.
It's a little disappointing. Keep going, I guess.
And then I cleaned the studio. It was, but Nate, I think it's gonna be your turn.
All right, Sierra, ask me a question.
yes.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Has anyone ever punched you? That's not the question, but it decides what question I ask.
Preamble.
So I've been in a couple fights, but none.
But they never touched him.
None were direct punches. It was
Can
a
I
shove
edit
and
this
Oreo
question
to the
then?
face.
Go for it. You do whatever you want.
Okay. What had you done to offend the person the last time you got in a fight? It's gonna be. I edited it a little bit.
Okay. So it was the state basketball tournament in high school.
Gotcha.
And it was the day of the semifinals, and we had like some downtime and hanging out in our hotel room. And one of my teammates was throwing Oreos out of an open window.
As you do.
Right.
And I was like, hey, why don't you cut that out? And then he turned and whipped one of the Oreos and hit me perfectly in the nose. My nose immediately started bleeding. And then I picked him up and slammed him on the dresser in the hotel room.
Nice.
And then our teammates separated us, and then we lost the basketball game.
Do you think there was any correlation?
No, I was a bench rider, and he played for 4 minutes, I think, in the game. It wasn't like, we weren't key contributors to the experience.
He sucked before he broke his spine.
And then later that summer, we were working together at the same job, and he had a hammer and was banging on a sign, just like being destructive. And I poked my head around the corner and said, "Hey, how about we use our powers for good?" And the sign swung down, and a screw caught me in the forehead. And I had to get 8 stitches. And so, like, my student ID for college, I just have stitches on my face.
Oh my gosh.
That's like the worst version of like an instant karma reel or something. That's
I let people do their own thing now. I don't like I've stopped telling
was
people
the
to
end of-
stop doing things that I find.
that is the best origin story for a conflict averse person ever. That's man.
God hit me with a screw, so I'm nice now.
Well, he was being nice at the time though. That's that's such a good line. Just why don't we use our powers? For,
I mean, that's kind of a dick thing to say.
it's kind of fun though. Yeah, I'm a big fan of passive aggression.
Hence the way you dress, you do. Why you dress the way you do.
True.
I love geese.
Geese.
That is true. It's a very wholesome shirt, and then you have like very scary glasses on. It's like
Scary glasses.
Like, you look like Andrew Tate, and then, like, my girlfriends.
It was the strangest chimera. That's okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. Brian, who would you like to ask you a question?
Nathan.
All right, we'll go. What unusual trait do you find most attractive in a romantic partner?
Nice.
Women who sneeze like a fucking person and not a cartoon character.
Interesting.
It makes me actually fucking mad. All right, I have 3 ex-girlfriends, and the way they would sneeze, it's just bullshit. I don't buy it.
Do they?
Yeah, so one would just, like, it was like not high pitch. It was just, oh, chew. Like that. I'm like, what the fuck was that,
That's pretty funny.
dumbass? Anyway, I think I found the right person now, because my girlfriend sounds like a fucking person when she sneezes.
Nice.
Sorry, I struggled with that one because I got, like, actually pretty mad. It pisses me off.
No, I've known
You want
people
attention
that do
or
the
what?
weird, like, yeah. I think it's the opposite. They want to not have it. It's the when they were a kid, they would sneeze normally, and they had one or both parents that would be like, don't do that. Don't. You're drawing it. What do you want, attention or something? Just stop. Don't be so loud.
That's the type of parent I want to be.
Be polite.
Yeah.
Be a polite sneezer. Yeah. And so they learn. They're like, oh, you're supposed to sound a certain way when you sneeze. At least that's the best answer I've ever got out of one of these fucking zombies. Okay, listen.
oh my god.
It's
Can I? Is there a place to piss?
yes.
Where?
There's a corner here on camera, or there's a restroom around the corner. If
I'll
you go,
take the camera mystery bucket.
it's just down that dark hallway.
Hell yeah.
That's how all the horror movies start.
Yeah. It's where some of the best ones end.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now Brian's left the room. Whenever someone leaves the room, we have to gossip about them. Hey, what's your first interaction with Brian that you can like remember, or first time like experiencing, like either you're seeing him do something or like talking or whatever?
So
What's your first memory of that you can recall?
would be at an open mic.
Okay.
I don't know which one though. It was either the one at the Bird or the Comedy Club.
Gotcha.
But saw him do his thing. Liked it, so I told him I liked his stuff.
Nice.
And then I've seen him a few times since, and yeah, he's good people. So much for gossip.
Oh, yeah.
More like gas.
Sierra, when was the last time that you thought maybe I should call the police on this kid? No. What's your first memory you can recall?
Almost identical to Nathan's.
Really?
Like, yeah, I mean, just
Fair enough.
meeting him at the comedy club,
Nice.
and then we follow each other on Instagram, and now we see each other. We're like, "What's up?"
Oh,
So
yeah.
I mean that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Super
cool.
cool. Always been nice. Super cool.
He is relentlessly positive.
Yeah,
as a
I love
person.
it.
It's,
Yeah,
he's
it's
got-
refreshing in this
Yeah.
group, this
Peop-
scene.
Yeah. People talk about like golden retriever energy. He's got like lab energy. Like,
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very cheerful, very animated. It's good. It's good.
Taylor, what was your first interaction that you remember having with Brian Bartel?
I think it was the Rhino, just watching his set. He was doing his, named after his uncle bit. It's very funny. And then I think he came up to me and started a conversation, actually, because I'm really bad at starting conversations with people for some reason. I like to just look at people and silently judge, or at least look like I'm silently judging them. I don't like know them or anything, so I mean going off of it. But I like to be unapproachable as possible. But he came up regardless and was like, "Hello, how long have you been doing this?" Because he had been doing comedy longer than I had at that point, and I was new, and he was a very inviting person. It was good. It was good.
Nice.
Sierra, who would you like to ask you a question?
Nice. I'll have you ask me something.
Okay. Gonna get revenge on you for
Whoa,
asking me off of these
scary.
cards last time. Yeah. Let's see. Sierra, what self-centered thoughts have you had on recent dates?
Self-centered thoughts.
Yeah.
Self-centered.
What's a thought of yours that you've had on a recent date that you were like, that was probably looking, in hindsight, a little selfish or inconsiderate, or at least.
I hate when people spend money on me,
Okay.
but at the same time, I'm a very poor person. Like, I never have money. So if I'm out with somebody, it typically ends up that they end up paying for me. Not that I ask it. Like, I don't go out unless, like, it's beforehand. Like,
Nice.
they're gonna. So, I mean, that's probably the case. Like, I feel really bad. But I don't really have. It's like either I feel bad or I just stay home.
Yeah.
So.
I can kind of relate to the like if you're like going out with anybody, whether it's family, friends, a date or whatever, and then they're like, and they want to pay for you, like it is ultimately a self-centered thing of like the objection of like, no, don't do that, especially if you do need them to pay for you, but you're still
Yeah.
like, this is unpleasant, and you're making that unpleasantness known to them, so they're now having to feel bad about the good
Yeah.
thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel bad, even though you want it to happen.
Yeah.
And
This is
I'm
literally
saying you.
happened-
This is my
yeah.
thought process on a lot of and it's just
I mean, this happens daily for me.
that's
so,
rough, man.
Yes.
I
It happened literally 3 hours ago.
Nice, nice. How was pissing in the room I last masturbated in, BJ? Brian,
Steamy.
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 Nice.
Nice.
That's good. That's good. Brian, why don't you ask me a card?
Sad question. Intellectual question. Sad. Horny. Horny sad.
That's my mental process throughout any day. It's just horny sad, blip of intellectuality, horny sad. Yeah.
What's the most intense physical pain you've ever experienced?
Ooh. First off, I asked why hadn't you asked me a question? No, why don't? No, okay.
Shit.
But
I fucked it all up.
I think the most intense physical pain I've ever experienced happened shortly after finishing the series finale of Game of Thrones, because my gallbladder started to shut down.
Oh, no.
Which is a painful experience. You get a lot of abdominal pain and blah, blah, blah. Because while I hate watching the last episode of Game of Thrones, because the last season of Game of Thrones was a big disappointment. I was coping by eating an entire value Easter bag of white chocolate Reese's eggs. And I started and finished that bag during that hour and a half episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm pretty sure that's what tipped my gallbladder over the edge since the weeks and months of previous unhealthy eating. But that kind of like kicked the
watershed moment. For your gallbladder.
and then I did not sleep that night because I was pacing around my apartment just like moaning because I didn't know what was. I was like, I don't know what to. I thought I just had really bad indigestion, but I was like, this sucks. And like I poured it. I like poured a bath and sat in the bath and just rocked back and forth, just moaning. And my roommate was so bummed out. Like it was. I didn't hear anything about it, but I just know they lived. There was a little basement. Not basement, but like a downstairs living room area that they had turned into a bedroom, and so their bedroom was down there, and then I was up on the main floor. And but I'm pretty sure they could hear what was happening, and that they were very confused. And we didn't talk about it, and we never talked about it afterward. And then it was like 3 days of trying to tough that out before my girlfriend at the time dragged me to a hospital, and I got my gallbladder removed, and it was a whole thing. But yeah, it was fun.
The way you talked about those chocolate bunnies is the same way Nikki Sixx talked about heroin and his
Yeah. If I had heroin available, I probably would have used that to cope with the Game of Thrones finale. Yeah, that
the
was the
heroin-
closest thing to heroin I could afford at the time.
I think that would have done less harm to you.
Probably.
than the bunnies
I
did.
probably wouldn't have ended up in the hospital if I had just done heroin.
I mean, like the real shit, not any of this like fence stuff. I'm talking like fair trade, organic,
Yeah.
black tar heroin. Yes.
Dude, Dare hates you so much.
Taylor, why don't you ask me a question?
Yes. Because you haven't asked me to yet, Nate. That's.
Don't do heroin, by the way. I don't want that on my
Right.
conscience.
Alternatively, if your friend is making you watch Game of Thrones and nothing else will numb that pain, try fentanyl instead. Okay. Let's see. Nate, what is the most irresponsible thing you have done while driving?
Oh.
I mean,
If you don't say masturbate,
so well, that's we're deciding what we want to say on the internet.
that's valid. That's valid.
So I've used my phone a lot.
Yeah.
Like have watched entire movies
Oh,
while
yeah.
driving, sports games.
Yeah.
I specifically remember watching an entire college football broadcast without interruption.
Nice.
Driving down there. I have also, as you alluded to, masturbated while driving.
Was it just college sports?
No,
Okay.
it's to pornography.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I don't know. That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get. I've changed clothes, like sweatshirts on and off.
Oh, I've done that,
But that's, yeah. So I think about this often. Like inside of a car, while you're driving, it's really easy to lose the context of what you're doing.
True.
So like I drive hundreds and hundreds of miles a week.
Okay.
And there are times that I am like forgetting that I'm in a 3,000-pound box hurtling at speeds that can hurt and kill lots of people because I'm in the place that I'm in all the time. It's like
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my desk.
You're at home. Yeah.
It's like all my things are in the normal spot. Like I know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's a weird experience, and I don't think it's a good thing that you can that you can like become relaxed.
To be too
like
comfortable
that.
in a car. Yeah.
And I'm around cars all the time too,
Yeah.
and like see people be oblivious to what's going on around them. And I'm like, I'm not like that. And then I do things like swerve while I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, I am like that.
Yeah.
I've been recognizing a little bit of ageism in myself lately because if I'm driving and I see like someone who looks like 30 or older on their phone, I get really nervous. But if I see like a teenager in a car on their phone, I'm like, this is fine. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. Like, because they're never not on their phone. They do everything secondary to their phone. But if I see someone, I'm like, okay, you were around before smartphones. I don't trust you to drive and use this thing. I don't know.
The next Tesla is it's gonna be half screen and then half Temple Run. Yeah.
It's on the bottom of the windshield. I like that. That's fun. And it makes it makes some of them drive better now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, finally.
Don't post this until I patent that.
It goes up tomorrow. I'm sorry.
File the
Run
paperwork.
to your patent
File the
office.
paperwork.
How do you file a patent? I don't.
So it's
Oh,
a
that's-
legal process.
Gotcha.
Of like there's a paperwork you fill out.
Where do you go?
provide it. No, so the like the U.S. you just like Google U.S. Patent Office, and there's like a whole organization in our government that's their job is to help people get not help people get patents, but like process patents.
Yeah. Strange.
I changed my mind. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Too
Right?
much
That's, yeah. I've never even considered it because just the word patent just sounds like there's layers of bureaucracy behind it that I don't want to have to make that many phone calls. I just, ugh. I don't want to make one phone call. Brian, who do you want to ask you a question?
Sierra. Also, I'm not gonna be that mad if you call me BJ.
I
thought
know.
it's
I'm
funny
just
that
trying to
it
practice.
switched.
I'm. This is just good practice for me because I'm really bad at not dead naming people. If I know that there are multiple names for a person, I'm really bad at just maintaining a single name for a person.
Well, lucky for you, I just didn't like the blowjob jokes. I don't have like gender dysphoria or something.
Thank God. But yeah.
All right, Brian, what is the most degrading thing you have done for money?
Oh. Is there one of those where I can do the second option? Let's do the second option.
All right. Second option is what has been your most inappropriate sexual fantasy lately?
I thought I was going easy on you. Like,
Yeah, no, the second one's still better.
oh, really? Okay.
These are extreme personal questions. You can get yours at Barnes & Noble and somewhere else. I don't know. I found them at Barnes & Noble.
I'm trying to think of questions that, or answers that won't get me fired,
Or dumped.
or no, I would never even have a thought like that. There's,
Which one would you say in the confessional?
damn.
What?
No, turn it back on. Turn it back on.
How about some pepper and salt and vinegar, right? Oh, yes.
Just listen to this until we forget what the questions were.
We won't. They're on there. I'm looking at it.
Ready, oysters, dear?
Can I answer the
We
first
can
one?
begin.
Yes, answer either.
Okay, I'll answer the first one. Fuck it. One time somebody asked me to lick their armpit for $20,
Oh, that's not that bad.
and the problem is they thought it was so absurd that it would clearly be a joke, so I didn't get paid.
Oh, no.
That's the worst. So you looked at an armpit for free.
I mean, there was always the experience that I got to keep with me.
So I have questions because I just want to like the state of the armpit. Was it
Yeah, we're
full
dealing with
bush,
axe. We're dealing
shaved,
with. Oh, yeah.
like bristly. What were we?
I don't know. We were on acid, so everything
Okay.
felt like
Gotcha.
avocado.
Ew.
Okay. sounds
It's
like
like a little
sounds like
moist, a little
smooth-
springy.
Sounds like a
Ugh.
smooth armpit.
Nasty.
Rip, dude.
Sorry that you.
I'm
Man,
sorry
and you're
you
having to
experienced
process
that.
those feelings in real time on acid. That's man.
I'm sorry that happened to you. That's traumatizing.
Yeah, we don't think any less of you for it.
Nope.
Thank you. You probably should.
Okay, we're not talking to him ever after today, right? Okay, yeah. Sierra, who would you like to ask you a question?
Nathan.
Let's go intellectual. Can someone be both a kind person and also hold the exact opposite of your political views?
Oh God. Oh God. Well, here's the thing: is like, at a certain point, my political views, or the opposite political views, completely contradict being a good person.
No.
So I want to say no, but also I know people that have opposite political views that I enjoy.
Gotcha.
So
So you have to parse either enjoying bad people or
I think you can, you know what? You can be a good person, a kind person, because I think sometimes people of the opposite political view don't even understand the extent of what they believe.
Okay.
So they don't know. I feel like
Gotcha.
a lot of people don't know that what they believe is not a kind thing.
Interesting.
So that's my answer. Yes. So I think yes.
I like to imagine that like your friends like it's really cool that you like me even though our political views are different. And you're like, yeah, it's just 'cause
You're just
you're
dumb.
too
You're just
stupid.
stupid. Quite yes,
sweet
that quite
summer
literally.
child.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You like
Don't be dumb.
You find it easy to like stupid people?
No, but sometimes you don't have any choice.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a good point.
Are we gonna like start like boycotting our extended families? or-
Right. I mean, like,
Yeah, we might start doing that sometime.
it's happening to some people. Yeah.
I say that like I'm going to Thanksgiving.
Right. I was
Yeah.
like,
So,
that's happening.
yeah. It's not that I don't want to see my family, it's that I don't want to see them all in the same place at the same time. Why would anyone want that?
I don't not want to see my family. I just don't want to see my family see my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it like, all of these people that I'm blood related to, let's put them under one roof. Like, that sounds like a fucking Mr. Beast game.
It does.
I like the idea of like family Thanksgiving and like the Friendsgivings. Like if you double book those at the same venue, you like Battle of the Bands it.
That would be a nightmare.
You have just two giant tables, and then you just like
Swing back and forth.
yeah, that'd be
between
kind of fun.
No, what would be terrifying is if the two groups intermingle. That's a
Well,
problem.
that's phase two.
Oh, okay.
That's the first hour is separate tables.
Okay.
And then for the second hour, they have to converge.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Let's not let this happen.
And slow jams start to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
The third hour is either like a boxing match or an orgy, depending on how round two
Yes.
goes.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah. Grandma would love it.
Either way. Yeah. Brian, why don't you ask me a question?
That last one fucked up my whole energy. After I started like stuttering, I'm like, it's like Mr. B.
It's like Mr. Beast.
No, that just fucking killed me. So
Mr.
I'm
Beast
gonna-
is such an ironic name for like
Yeah.
somebody who like fronts as like a really nice person, and it's like your name is Beast.
Beast.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I totally lied about that last one too. So fuck it.
Wow.
All right, here we're going. I'm gonna give you a. I'm gonna ruin your night next.
Let's go.
All right. What were you doing? Wait. Oh, there's two. I get to pick, right?
Yeah, you get to pick.
Yeah. What's the most awful thing you've done while fucked up?
Awful thing I've done while fucked up. I don't know. Probably gaslight somebody. I don't know. I don't.
No, you're on ketamine.
Yeah. I did get into an argument with a friend of mine on acid once, and then I just like full on like zoned out, and then pretended to have like dumped memory of the argument just to get out of it, because I was like, I'm done with this, and I'm just gonna full bar. And I was a bunch. I don't recommend anybody ever just all out like stonewall lie to your friends or anything, but yeah, I don't know how convincing I was, but I do know that it did work. They dropped the argument. No. And yeah, you don't hijack people's brains like that. That's mean. That's grody. That's rude.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It did work. It does work. But fucking don't. Okay.
Sierra, why don't you ask me a question?
Okay. All the choices. I forgot what this one meant. What kind of people do you get along best with?
Nice.
So I have get along with most people. I don't know what that like says about me, but like I can fit in lots and lots of different environments. So like professionally, I've worked in the corporate world, but then like now I work at the airport and tell people they can't park on the curb. But and I get along with like all the people that I
Yeah.
work with and all.
Do you get along with the people who you're telling they can't park on the curb?
Most of them.
Wow.
It's
What's your
positive
secret?
interactions. Like
Nice.
I don't know. I'm naturally charming.
True. Valid.
You know,
Valid. High-roaded.
I'm
Okay.
doing bits with them.
Nice.
So I've come up with a conceived like funny way to say this to them. and then I'm just like workshopping it to different people.
That's fun.
And then just then also the people that I don't get along with, it's fine. But I think I get along with lots of people. There's not like one particular type of person. Yeah, it feels like a waffle answer.
Comment below. Do you believe him?
You don't have to.
Yes.
If you think that Nate Thomas is hiding something, you can email us at prettygoodenoughpodcast@gmail.com.
Nate Thomas conspiracy theories.
Bring them on.
Okay, Brian. Who would you like to hopefully ask you a better question this time?
I trust you more than the others.
How do society's morals differ from your own?
I don't try to be a contrarian prick, but I am.
Okay,
I think they differ in every way possible.
gotcha.
I just saw Joker 2 and I thought it was great. I had a blast and I'd watch it again.
That's a moral stance.
Yeah. My
You like
favorite-
Tarantino.
Not really.
He likes Joker too.
No, he liked it for the wrong reasons. He went on
Okay. Yeah, let's get into
he
it.
went on fucking Twitter or whatever they call it now, and he's like, Joker 2 was actually a masterpiece because, it was just a
'Cause it's a
big
troll,
fuck
yeah.
you to the audience. It sucked, and that's admirable. And I'm like, what the? No, it's not. If you want to make a good, I just thought it was unironically good. I didn't think it was good like, haha, yeah, eat shit, everyone. That sucked ass on purpose.
Yeah.
I thought it was good like, oh, that I would watch that again. I enjoyed that.
What spoke to you in the film?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just that, like, I've also been incarcerated, following, having, experience living within, like, an echo chamber that maybe, like, acts like they have your back because of some sort of mindless ideology, and then, like, you find yourself completely fucked.
Yeah.
And then those the same people, like, do not give a shit about you.
Right.
And I felt like the movie portrayed that feeling really well, like the feelings like I had about it, of like kind of feeling trapped, like you want to like try to appeal to those same people who like completely ditched you,
Yeah.
but also feeling like, no, like this is stupid, I need to pull myself out of this. But you've already lost if you do. If you admit to yourself that you've already like taken the wrong path, then fuck, that's harder to grapple with than just like accepting like, oh no, I gotta go back to the safe spot, right?
Yeah.
I thought the movie did that really well. I thought it was like genuinely a good film.
That's cool.
And I'm tired of hearing people say that movie was awesome because it fucking sucks.
And did the musical aspects of it not bother you? You thought it was...
I mean, I like the idea of having music in it. I do agree with everyone's critique that like I think it would have been improved if maybe they integrated it a little more tactfully without like doing like the break for music, story
Yeah.
break for me.
Oh,
Like it could have been like
Yeah.
it could have been improved. I'm not saying it's like a perfect movie. I'm just saying I enjoyed it and it did a lot
Yeah.
of things well.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's because I'm such a huge fan of Joker, the 2019 Joker.
Interesting.
I
What
don't
spoke to you about that movie?
I don't know. I just loved it. I loved
Okay.
everything about it. Well, I'm also like probably the biggest fan of Joaquin Phoenix. Like I'm sure there are
Ani
some,
might fight you for that.
I
but-
was just about to say I'm sure there are people that would argue that but I truly believe I am the biggest Joaquin Phoenix
Nice.
fan to ever
Comment
live.
below.
So that's probably why I loved it so much.
Nice.
But also when I heard that Joker 2 was gonna be a musical, I was like, there's no way Joaquin Phoenix would do that. Then I was like, but then I was like, it must be good enough for him to do it. So maybe I will watch it.
I think it's
know.
worth watching. I
Really?
I enjoyed a lot of the movie. I liked the musical numbers. I wasn't a big fan of the I don't want to spoil anything, but the ending. I was
Don't
like, this
spoil.
could have been done better. But I had a
I'll
good time
watch it.
for
I'll watch it tonight.
98%.
You know what?
I had a really good time for 95%
did.
of that movie.
I didn't spoil anything, did I?
No.
Like that was all like
No,
everything I
yeah.
said. I think that's
It was all
trailer stuff,
thematic.
right?
I don't
overview, too.
remember spoilers, so if
Yeah.
there
Oh,
was.
okay, so at the very end of the
No,
film,
shut the fuck up.
Oh.
With all this like multiverse shit and Marvel, though, I do want to see just something unhinged where like you're
Yeah.
watching like a Doctor Strange sequel or something. They're like, "Who's that?" And then like Sonic the Hedgehog just darts out of the fucking portal. Batman's there, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's the only route they can go. Like,
Getting a
just do
DC
it.
versus Marvel movie series
Yeah.
would be fun to actually.
with Garfield.
Yeah. So many Chris
but
Pratts.
Tracy Morgan as Garfield.
Tracy Morgan Garfield.
Yes.
Has that happened?
So
Were any
okay,
of the...
so 30 Rock.
Okay.
That was one of the things.
Gotcha.
So he
I haven't made it through
so
30 Rock yet.
Tracy Jordan on that show
Mm-hmm.
became like a big deal actor, and he was afraid, and so he like was taking projects to avoid doing it. And he took a Garfield, role.
movie. That's fun.
Yeah.
Unironically, I would watch a Tracy Morgan Garfield movie though. That's cool. That'd be fun. And a Nick Cage. But no, I would want Nick Cage to be John to
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan's Garfield.
Yes.
That'd be
This needs to happen.
yeah.
I want Chris Pratt to be so far away
Yeah.
from
don't
any of
even-
it.
Yeah.
You like cameos as the mailman or something.
No,
In the
I want
first
him.
like
I
2
want
minutes
him
and
in
then
a
he's gone.
different country when they film this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sierra, who would you like to ask you a question?
Brian.
Hell yeah. What haven't I picked yet? I think I've done all these. I haven't done the middle one yet.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's the middle
He's
one.
remembering why. I was like, why was I avoiding this for the first hour of the show? Couldn't have been because every time I saw someone else pull it, it was the horny
It
pile.
was uncomfortable.
I feel like if someone had to get this question, though, I mean, you're the table representative.
Okay, do
here.
it.
Okay,
I'm
let's
ready
go.
for it.
If you could press a button in the. Wait, no. If you could press a button and double the sex drive of all women on Earth, would you do it?
Oh. No.
What?
Because I think that men's sex drive is already too much, that the women's lack of sex drive like kind of puts men in place a little bit. Like corrects it a
Okay.
bit. You know what I mean?
Keeps him in check.
Yeah. So if like women's sex drive was as much as men's,
You want to hold
that
on
would be
to
terrifying.
as much hegemony as possible.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. I think so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Based.
Thought
Period.
provoking.
Thought provoking.
Was that a red or a turquoise?
Comment below. What color is this? Sierra.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you ask me a card?
Okay. That was
It
my
was the
phone.
other side, I think.
No, it wasn't. It's right next to your feet.
Oh, okay.
What's the blue card?
Controversial question. Controversial questions.
Taylor, do women have any systemic privilege due to their gender?
You're about to come out as an MRA or
I-
something. That was a really long pause.
That's true. That's true.
That pause was too long.
I mean, okay. At the point that someone says any, surely we could find something. That's
Yeah.
what my brain scratches against and says like, oh, come on, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. I've argued about this. One of the first conversations that I had ever had with one of the first like actual conversations I had with my girlfriend now, Maggie, last year. Was at the comedy club, and I had taken this deck of cards before I started using them on the podcast, and I was just asking random comics questions from the cards to see if this would be interesting for anything. And I was going through these cards with Maggie at the bar at the comedy club, and this one came up, and then we argued about it for about 45 minutes, and it was a fun time. And I think no, probably not. I don't think that there's a lot of no.
Can you
That's-
read the question? I kind of forgot what it was.
Do women have any systemic privilege due to their gender? I'm like,
So you took like 10 minutes to say,
Probably
no, I'm a
not.
feminist.
yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. That was you chose the safe answer.
I was like, yeah.
You juggled it for a
I
second.
wanted to,
and then-
yeah, I wanted to see if I had the
Is it wrong to kick babies?
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to decide whether I wanted to die on a
Yeah.
hill just because,
Yeah.
while knowing that I'm wrong, or just say, you know what, no,
Yeah.
that's my toxic trait. Nate, I think it's your turn to be asked a question.
Brian, why don't you ask me a question?
I'd love to. Let's do another controversy.
All right.
Tell us about a fight you got into over this prompt. Right? This isn't even that controversial. You can make it controversial. What viewpoint is the most difficult for you to empathize with?
So, I mean,
That women's sex drive keeps men in check. No, okay.
No, I thought that was good logic. So I think the viewpoint that I find most difficult to empathize with is like the minor attracted persons. So like I think that like if someone like people can't control some of their like urges and what they like.
Right.
Like I do agree with that.
Yeah.
However, it's never going to be a world where I'm okay with that being normalized and accepted.
Right.
Which is what that movement aims to do. To say, hey, this is a valid expression of sexuality.
Right.
And that's I can't get on board with that.
Yeah.
Do I think that if you have those feelings and urges, you're a bad, irredeemable, throw people away? No, I don't think that is there. If you've hurt people, that's a whole different conversation. But like, we are weird, complex creatures. But I'm never going to be on board with like normalizing.
Yeah. Any point that someone says, and this is actually a right way to be in any way, it's like, no, buddy. Okay.
That was controversial. All three people on Twitter who are maps are going to be real upset about that. Yeah.
Comment below.
I'm not calling it X. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter every time. Fuck that shit.
I used to say, who knew that the most fun thing to dead name on Twitter would in the end be Twitter, you know? Brian, who do you want to ask you a question?
You let me down.
Sorry.
It wasn't your fault. I trust you.
All right, two in a row. All right. If you could magically cause a neutral nude photo of every human to be published publicly on the internet every year on their birthday, would you?
No.
That's evil.
Evil?
Wait.
What's evil about that?
What's the argument in favor of?
Chaos?
Right, that's evil.
Ultimate destigmatization of human nudity, perhaps. Maybe body positivity.
You'd
But it's
have to-
already there.
Yeah, you'd have to do other, like, you could have body positivity with or without that. That just puts everyone's body out there. It doesn't even.
Right, but even if I'm having to steelman the case, it would be okay. So then even like models, you see like there'd be a case for even like models who have all of their public facing photos like airbrushed and blah 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 blah. Every year on that model's birthday, there's just a neutral nude photo of the entire person with no adjustments made to it. So it's like this is what this person actually does look like. And that would exist for everybody, no matter what kind of like curated image you're projecting out to the world through the online world or in-person appearances. One day of the year, there's just going to be one little blip of here's what this person actually looks like, just standing there naked. I think that would be a very interesting augment to society.
Here's the problem with that. Imagine you're some high school dude.
Sure.
You're getting bullied because everyone saw your small penis.
Sure.
And then you're like, oh, well, guess what? Their penis is out there, so I'll just and they all have massive hogs.
Yeah, if they all have massive
Yeah.
penises, sure. But I mean, it's
So now
probably
you
going to
just
be
feel
hard
like
to find
shit
that in high
because
school.
they're just like,
Yeah.
they're just going at you, and now you've lost all defense because they aren't good. The pictures aren't going to automatically make everyone good people.
Well, let's say
you
just
can
for the,
still use them for evil. And
Let's-
what if the evil people have the biggest dicks?
Let's say this process only starts at the point that someone turns 21. Anyone under the age of 21, let's just say that doesn't exist. It's only
You can't
once you
amend
turn
the prompt.
21,
I
it
said
starts to.
I said no, and now you're fucking.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
also
It
imagine,
says every human.
right? Imagine if there's like a
true.
trans person and like
Uh-huh.
they're not out.
I mean,
and now
yeah,
now everybody knows.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you can't make it an omelet. I think the saying is, so we shouldn't do it because you can't make an omelet. It turns out. That's what we've learned today.
Good direction.
Omelets shouldn't be made.
I think the answer is no.
You can't make an omelet without outing a couple of your friends, I think is the original Latin.
I'm confident with my original answer.
Based. Sierra, do you want to ask your question?
I kind of have to pee again.
Feel free.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'll listen to
Yeah, you better
from-
be.
I'll.
Wait, am I asking you a question? or
No,
am I
you're
picking...
picking
Okay, I
someone
thought you
to
asked
ask
me
you
to
a
ask you a question. I
Oh.
thought it was my turn.
If you want me to ask you, I can yell.
I'll have Nathan ask me a question.
Okay. We'll go with the sad question.
Yay. I'm good at those.
What is currently your greatest insecurity?
Oh boy. My greatest insecurity.
Perhaps how long it takes for you to think before you talk. No,
Prob-
I'm kidding. I'm not trying to spawn any new ones.
Probably I have this weird complex of not wanting to burden anybody. And I'm always very insecure of that, like
No,
to an annoying degree.
no.
So probably that.
I can relate to that a bit.
Yeah.
I have a deep indwelling fear of being tolerated.
Right,
Like,
yes, yes.
If I start feeling like someone's just kind of like,
Yeah.
just being dealt with until I'm, yeah.
Well, I think I've met enough people that lack self-awareness that I'm like, what if I'm that person?
Right?
Like that's so scary to me.
It's such a paradoxical paranoia, but
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
Overly self-aware and the fear of being unself-aware. Yeah.
I never want to be in the way.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
that manifests in weird ways, like at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's trying to get to where I am or whatever, I'll just leave. I will leave the area.
I do the same thing.
and I will.
Oh, I thought you
come
meant
back.
you'll leave the grocery store.
I will
You're
come
like,
back when they're not around.
I'm
be
the
back
same. I do
tomorrow.
the same exact
so I
thing.
can like not be in their way.
Yeah.
Whenever someone waves at you, are you like checking behind you before you wave back? Is
No,
that...
I assume they're waving. Like, oh, it happens at the airport all the time. I'll see somebody waving. I'll be like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, why would you be waving at me? You're waving obviously at the person you're here to pick up."
Yeah. That's one of my least favorite things that happen to me regularly. I hate that feeling of like just the oh, I thought that. Oh, why did I think that? Yeah. Feels
Yeah.
bad
Exactly.
to me. Yeah. You wave at a lot of people, Brian. Were you when you were a kid? Would you wave at strangers in cars when you were like in the car riding places?
Definitely, yeah. And a matter of fact, though, my my friend, I shouldn't say his name because this is actually really shitty. But
Shout out.
when we were like 5,
Just say his address.
Shout out, friend.
His full name and social security number. No, we would be like driving, and he would like stick his tongue out, but only sometimes. I'm like, what's your system for that? And he said, only if it's old people. I don't know why I hated old people. I mean, I guess that
What
opinion
counted as
kind of
old?
aged well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if they were like elderly,
Gotcha.
like he just didn't respect them.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
This was 2006. He saw the recession coming. He's
Yeah.
like, I see the dominoes. Fuck that guy.
Brian, why don't you draw a card and ask me a question?
Hell
I
yeah.
feel like yeah. Okay.
Okay, if this one isn't actually controversial, I'm gonna stop picking from this pile.
Okay, interesting.
Oh yeah, no, this one.
This
Holy
is probably going to be
shit!
the.
This isn't even something I
Is
would.
this the 1 million card?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you knew.
I know
you saw
some
the
of the
reaction.
cards. I'm here every week.
Yeah, no, holy shit. You don't have to answer this, by the way.
I want to know the question.
If you had to eliminate 1 million people from any one ethnicity, which would it be? And I think we can all. Well, I'll put in my vote that you can skip it if you want to.
Scottish. All right.
decimating a
Jesus.
population.
Let's go. Yeah, but they're white people, so it's okay. Okay, listen. Comment below at me. I'm starting a beef with the Brexiteers. No, they tried to. They were going to, and then they're actually. I should have said British people because Scotland, I think, was. Did they actually also, or did they go back on the? I don't know my European politics. That's what I'm outing myself as. But no. Let's kill a million Scots. Let's go.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Or a million people named Scott. Alternatively, just anyone named Scott. Of all
Yeah.
the people named Scott, just 1 million of them at random, Thanos style.
That makes me
Every-
question how many people there are named Scott. And
Can we find this out?
I mean, we're all about to lose our dentist.
Are there any famous dentists named Scott?
What?
Oh, many.
Famous dentist?
Competitive cavity filling.
I just Googled how many people, and I kept typing, but for a minute, I just saw 8.5 million in the Google generated result, but I didn't see what it was auto-filling, and so I don't know. But if you just type how many people on my phone, my Google thinks that the answer is 8 million. But, okay. There are 15 million records for the surname Scott on Ancestry.com.
So
But
it's
alive.
But that's a
last
surname, yeah.
And how many Scots like alive?
People,
Not in history.
first name, yeah,
How
alive.
many living Scots?
According to BBC, the name Scott is ranked. Well, that's doesn't have a number for.
This is an insanely complicated.
Okay, here we go.
process.
This is interesting. This one says first names Scott national statistics. There are 309.26 people named Scott for every 100,000 Americans.
Okay, so
What
So
a
if someone could
convoluted
comment
answer.
below,
300 per
do the math for us.
100,000.
Yeah.
So that would be 10 per million. So that
10
would be
per
that'd be-
million.
no,
So
that'd be 3,000 per million, which would then mean that for
334 million. 335 million, 334.9, and it's how many? 10,000 per million.
So it's 3,000 per
3,000
million.
per
So
million.
3,000 times 333, or not divided, but it'd be divided. But
I'm about as checked out as you look.
3,000.
this is great radio.
I can't do math. It's beyond me.
Well, that can't be right because this says 9.
Yeah, let's stop. There's just there's a lot of Scots.
Yeah, there's enough.
There's enough.
There's
There's
enough.
plenty of Scots.
Yeah, yeah.
There's enough. It would be.
Possibly
I
too
don't
much.
know that anyone that I
300
know
Too
is
many.
thousand. Yeah.
300 times 3,000.
Gotcha.
So that's
That's why we have Thanos over here doing the job that everyone is too scared to do.
Yeah.
900,000.
yeah. So it's close to all the
Whoa!
Scots.
Please
that's,
stop.
so that's why.
So
Pretty
you
much,
can
yeah.
get all the
Let's
guys
go.
named Scott and then like a few Scottish
You know what?
people.
I'm gonna Giga Chad through this. Yes, I think
Oh,
that we
no.
could drop every Scott and start over. Let's start. Suddenly, it's the rarest name.
I know, right? Just stop
Be fun.
changing their names.
A better game would be drop a comment if you've ever met a Scot that you like.
I don't
And
know a Scott.
alternatively, drop a comment if you've ever met a Scot that you think should be Thanos snapped, and we'll tally up over the whether democracy would say to snap the gauntlet or not.
Comment if you would rather snap Taylor and I for putting you through.
That's valid. That's valid.
I will be commenting after.
Nate, who would you like to ask you a question?
Taylor asked me a question.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, one more on that topic.
Sure.
Band names, right? We were talking about band names. Mob rule against every Scot.
Yes. Mob
Pretty
rule
good.
against every Scott.
Give it up for it.
One or two teeth.
Have you ever met a Scot with one T?
No, but Scott with one T would be like a
Scottish
Scotsman,
people.
A Scotsman.
Oh.
Nice.
It would have the second T in parentheses.
Yes.
Do you guys play instruments?
I play bass, kind of.
What do you play, Taylor?
Guitar, piano.
Do you play the drums?
No.
I can play the drums. What do you play?
So I can do the harmonica and
Cowbell.
basic bass.
Fuck yeah. Okay, we got a fucking folk
Got a
rock band
Yeah.
called. What was it called?
Mob rule against the Scots.
already forgot.
Parenthesis
Mob
T.
rule against the Scots.
Let's fucking end the. Dude, let's start jamming. Let's
been our
go.
show, ladies and
Pass me that
gentlemen.
ukulele.
We've got a little bit more time before we hit
Nathan, you
9/11,
take the
but-
gun.
Oh, that's pretty good. Nathan, what has been your most embarrassing in-store purchase ever? most embarrassing in-store purchase? You don't feel shame over in-store purchases historically?
I don't think so.
Thank you,
Thank
Ani.
you, Ani.
Cookies.
No, thank you.
I'm also having the void applaud your shamelessness in the good sense. This is,
So like I mean I've made purchases that like I don't know, probably wouldn't like tell people about, but I don't necessarily think I feel shame.
interesting.
About
So then,
that.
what hinders you from telling people about that? What's the
People
magnetic
people
force
don't-
in your
people
brain?
don't need to know everything
Okay.
about everyone.
That's valid.
And I am a very open person.
Gotcha.
But like, I don't like. No, I don't think that I've ever been like, "Ooh, I feel shame for
Mm-hmm.
buying this dildo." Like, yeah.
Okay. Everyone's looking at me. I think that means it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Um,
No, we just want you to feel shame.
Good job.
Incidentally, who would you like to ask you?
I'm gonna shake up a little bit. I don't wanna throw all my questions at you,
He
Nate.
doesn't like showing favoritism and getting caught.
That's good.
So I'm gonna give it to you. You're not off probation quite yet.
Okay, okay.
Sierra's
good, good.
still.
I know it wasn't your fault, but
I know.
Well, I'm gonna.
Fuck!
I'm in jail. I'm in jail still.
put it back.
gonna-
I picked Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a mistake deviating from me.
Okay, actually, yeah. Hey, Sierra, pick a card. I don't want to. I want to stay friends with Brian.
All right.
Just suddenly stopped getting booked on all of my lineups.
All right. If you could ask everyone in the world one question, what would it be? You don't get to hear their answers. So you're asking a question to not hear the answer.
But everyone has to hear the question.
I'm gonna turn this into preachy vegan bullshit right away.
Yes.
Everyone in the world. Did you have to eat the last animal you ate? See, because that's inclusive. Because some people probably did.
Yeah.
It spans across culture. Some people may, oh yeah, I did, and then cool. You don't really need to reflect too much. But then if you didn't, you're like, well, shit. I mean, I guess I didn't.
I don't know if I've ever eaten an animal. I just more eat pieces of animals.
Not the whole,
Would be-
not the whole horse.
It'd be
You've never had a rotisserie? Chicken?
not that I finished.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There has to be at least one animal you've eaten, the whole animal.
I guess spiders.
A fish?
Maybe a fish.
Because you don't eat the eyes.
Shrimp. Oh, I've genocided some shrimp cultures, man. That's. I might be in the millions at this point.
Anyways, that's my preachy vegan question
Okay.
to the whole world, and it's also why I don't have many friends.
And Taylor gave us his answer,
That's-
so we did have to hear his answer.
That's true. I'm cheating. I'm speaking out of turn. Sierra, who do you want to ask you a card?
Taylor.
Okay. I'm gonna try again on these extreme personal questions and hope that.
Yeah.
Okay. What famous person do you most dislike that people say you resemble, Sierra?
Resemble.
Yeah. What's a famous person that people say you look like that you hate?
That question doesn't apply to me.
Okay. What insect or animal creeps you out the most and why?
Oh god. I really hate spiders.
Why?
You know what? I'm actually gonna go wasps.
Okay.
I would go spiders, but I'm more reactive to wasps.
Yeah.
Just because they're scary. They're
Well-
big and scary and they hurt
And more aggressive.
and aggressive.
Like spiders tend to be more defensive.
Spiders probably won't hurt you, but they look. I don't
Yeah.
like the way they look.
Yeah.
They creep me out, but
And like a wasp is just a spider with wings anyway.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, yeah, if there's a spider in that wall, you're like, oh, stay away from over there. But if there's a wasp, you're like, fuck, we're
Nowhere
not
is
safe
safe.
anywhere. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm anti-wasp and bee, but I'll go wasp.
Damn, that's a bold statement.
Anti-bee is bold. That's
You're gonna get some hate comments.
Jerry
on that
Seinfeld
one.
made a movie
Look,
about
I
this.
still want bees around, just not around me.
That's fair.
Right.
It's like the homeless.
I think they should be
Exactly.
safe, legal, and rare. You know? Yeah.
That's what half of my set is about.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, houseless. I know that's probably the biggest issue.
Unsheltered.
Unsheltered.
Unhoused.
You bigot.
Unhoused.
No. Okay. Nate, ask me a question. I feel like you haven't asked me many questions, and that's your fault.
It is.
So let's start fixing that, buddy.
I can't tell who you're talking to. The glasses are so dark. Was that?
Oh
Nate?
yeah, I said Nate.
Okay.
Nathan. Yeah.
If you could tell off someone right now, who would it be, and why did you select this person?
I don't think I'm super upset with anyone right now. Not that I would want to, or at least not that I think I could do anything about that by telling them off. It's probably just Maggie Harris. I think probably Maggie Harris. I think if I could tell off anyone right now, it'd be Maggie Harris. Just because, one, I don't think I would lose the friendship because she would later watch this episode of the podcast and be like, "Oh, it was for a thing," and also I like I enjoy the facial expressions that Maggie makes when we're having conversations that get heated, and so it would be a fun. I'd get the most out of that, and yeah, I think I would, and yeah, it'd be plot. There'd be story development there probably. So yeah, and that's why I selected. Not because no good reasons. Just to be a pest.
Just for the bit.
For the bit.
To bother it.
Are you sure you don't want to edit this one?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nate.
All right,
Nathan.
Sierra, ask me a question.
Okay. Let's see. Is torture ever permissible?
So it's interesting. So like, it happens, and it's not supposed to. But like, lots of things that are not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever feel comfortable enacting torture.
That's a good thing.
Though I think that torture is like, if you're thinking like there's more to torture than just like capital torture. So permissible is the sticky wicket in the word for me. Like, it's not something that should be used by people or governments or militaries. But there's no way to like actually prevent it from happening. 'Cause yeah. So I'm not comfortable with a lot of international American politics.
Why?
Why? Well, I don't know, because we've been bullies for, the past 75 years in the world. And, like, I don't know, 9/11 was a proportionate response to the disruptive actions in the 80s and 90s. Like, it's complicated. But any government could say, hey, we're not going to do torture, and I don't believe them. So, like, I think it should be a goal in society. That we
Safe,
don't
legal,
to
and
torture.
rare.
Yeah, but I'm not going to condone it, but it's also, like, it's almost impossible to condemn appropriately.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense.
Valid.
Like, in a way that prevents it from happening, because
Right.
we are evil.
I love the
Episode
diplomatic
title.
angles.
Yeah.
Safe, legal, and rare.
We are evil.
I will say, I feel like a smarter and wiser person than I did before you started answering that prompt.
Me too.
Nice.
I feel like my IQ went up a little bit.
How does it feel for people to tell you that when you talk, they feel smarter, Nate?
Makes me feel like I'm full of shit.
It's yeah, it makes sense as being worrying, but think it's a good thing. Brian, who would you like to ask you a question?
I'm taking you off probation. You get
Just
one
because I
chance.
fucked it up last time.
Hey. Okay, I'll be
If you fuck
nice.
this up, I'm
No,
going
I'll
back to
be
Nathan
so
forever.
nice. I'll be so nice. Okay. What do you still owe someone an apology for?
A lot of things. Every
Who do you owe the most apologies to?
every person I met between the years 2016 and 2022.
So specific.
That's when I was the most on drugs.
Okay.
I got off drugs in 2019, but I was pretty pissy about it for a while.
Still wasn't out of his villain era until
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. 22 I think was the first time I was like stable enough to not be a monster.
Interesting.
Monster's a stretch. I just was really obnoxious to like have around.
Gotcha.
So yeah, everyone. I would say probably biggest. Yeah, it's hard to choose just one because like my bullshit put everyone in like bad situations a lot. The first one that comes to mind, there's just one time where like I kind of went on like an impromptu like acid bender, but the acid wasn't really acid. It was like that. What do you like the 25 NO-MBE shit, whatever you call it.
Test chemicals.
Yeah,
Colloquially.
the ones that can just send you straight into cardiac arrest, and like the high is almost always
Yikes.
just like a fucking PTSD trip.
That's exciting.
So, anyways, I sent myself down that, and like one of my best friends had like midterms the next day, and because I made the fun decision to try to like jump out a window and repeatedly shout, "I'm gonna kill myself tonight," he stuck around with me instead, and instead of like studying for that, sleeping for that. You know, it's just shit like that. You know, that was like a couple years of my life of just kind of like being that person.
Valid.
Lost a lot of people in the process. Fueled my recovery eventually, but like took a while to get there. So, apology to anyone who was impacted by that in the meantime.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Comment below. Okay.
Comment below if I owe you an apology.
Yeah, tell your Brian Bartel story.
And was that good enough for forgiveness?
We'll read them all on his next appearance on the podcast, and it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll have a cardboard confessional set up. It'll be a whole production.
And Taylor will avoid confessing anything for the entire time.
Well, it'll be. We'll put Brian in a priest getup, and then I'll be in the confessor side of the confession booth. But I'm reading stories about Brian, and it'll be fun. Sierra, who would you like to ask you a question?
Nathan, I'll let you
Okay.
ask me a question.
Let's do extreme personal questions. What is the dumbest you have ever looked in an outfit or costume?
Ooh.
Sorry.
That was my bad.
Oh boy. I get embarrassed very easily, so I try to avoid situations like this.
Oh.
You might have to cue the Jeopardy music.
Oh, yep. Good call. Good call.
Oh my god.
Would now be an okay time for another piss.
Okay. You know what? Actually, I have an answer. I have the dumbest I've ever felt in a costume. Because literally this Halloween, I went to the comedy club and I dressed as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo and nobody noticed.
Oh! Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
Like, oh
There
no,
it
it's
is.
just Sierra. That's just how she...
That's amazing.
Damn.
Like, they were doing a thing, like, where, like, if you were dressed up, you, like, could do a cool little bucket draw on stage. And, like, Sarah didn't realize I was dressed up, so I didn't do it.
Oh, I thought that you were gonna say that you like reached for the bucket, and Sarah was like, that's for the people
No,
in
I
costumes.
didn't even.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Damn.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I think Ani might be in the restroom right now, but I could be wrong.
Okay, I'll wait.
I hope I'm not wrong about that, because that would suck if I just arbitrarily made you wait. In the intervening time, Brian, why don't you ask me a card?
Sounds good. That one was bad.
Well, I mean,
Intellectual content.
there's no such thing as a bad card, just a bad moment.
What that one is.
We don't know what yellow is.
I don't.
They're
Taylor
personal
does.
questions.
Personal.
They're just regular old run-of-the-mill personal questions. They're not extreme or anything.
How do you feel?
Sad, horny. I don't know. No. Oh yeah, you cards. Okay. Extreme personal questions would be fine. Any of them, you pick.
Oh fuck! I regret my decision already. Who in this room would you most like to have sex with?
Oh God.
I didn't know that was going to be on it. Okay.
Myself. No.
Again.
Yeah.
It's been 6 hours, Taylor.
I'm probably gonna have to cop out and risk the. You probably just Sierra just for the strict reason of I get yeah I guess yeah. At Murph's I don't remember who it was, but someone said to someone, you should really ask this question that you were asking. I think it was Rachel. Madison Busby was asking Rachel someone. She was like,
no.
you should probably ask a bisexual person that. And then Madison just immediately looked in my direction and was like, hey. And I was like, okay, well, that's...
I mean, you could also take an opposite approach and specifically choose a guy just so, like, when you have to explain to Maggie, you're like, listen, you know, like...
That's a
this-
good point.
This is clearly against my will because I'm super straight. You know, like, look how straight I look.
Well, then I think that I would still... I think I'm still toxically heterosexual enough that I'm not willing to go that far. But what I would say, I would just caveat. I would be like, okay, I think it's going to be Sierra, but she'll peg me instead. I'll be like, no, I think that we, because I think that we can stay bros
So
after that
either
too.
way, you're still a little bit gay. I think.
I think that that's the straightest gay thing I could do in this situation, though. And
But it sounds like a little part of you wants it to be a little bit gay.
I just don't want to have to have to explain to my girlfriend that I
Okay,
fucked someone
okay,
else.
that's-
So
that's
I'm
a good
saving
call.
that by saying, oh no,
That's a
I
good
got
call.
fucked, but also I
It's
would
okay,
just be
Taylor.
weird.
We know you're not gay.
That's fine. That's fine. Fooled them all. No, I'm kidding.
I learned that you're straight about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. There's a vibe there. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to correct for it because it's just a misunderstanding that happens a lot.
I am going to piss now.
Go for it, soldier.
Thank you.
Nate, who would you like to ask you a question?
Sierra, ask me a question.
Okay. What is blue again?
Controversial. So intellectual, controversial, horny, personal, sad, extreme.
I feel like yellow has been neglected.
It has been. It's really just sitting in the shadow of the extreme personal
I think
questions.
that's
at
it.
this point.
If you could have one but not the other, would you rather love someone or be loved by someone?
Oh, be loved.
Interesting. Why? Trust issues?
No, that's all that I want in life.
But
Like-
you wouldn't love the person back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he could still love other people. He's not going to be devoid
So,
of loving anyone.
and like love is a weird thing in words and like what that means.
Yeah.
You can like somebody, you can enjoy somebody, like and
card
and
doesn't
like
say
and what
that.
what does like love mean?
I have a
Like
formula.
what does that mean? Like what do I feel or not feel?
Right,
Or-
yeah.
But what I know what I want,
Yeah.
and that's to be loved by somebody, and that would be tits.
That was a fun time to walk in.
Oh, yeah.
See, I was about to be like, oh, that was so wholesome.
I don't know how that was going to be wholesome.
And then that happened.
Brian, you're just in time to be asked a question.
That's great. Well, now it's just your turn. I'm
Okay.
going
All
back.
right, cool. Well, we're gonna ruin it. So
Depends what's on there. If we can keep talking after this.
Yes.
I don't think we can. Shit.
I like both of these questions. One of them you kind of already answered what you would lick for free. So what is the most disgusting thing you have discovered in your home recently?
there's quite a bit. We live with 3 cats,
Mm.
so I mean there is mold growing.
Where?
There's some water damage to some floorboards, and that was pretty gross. So that's not ideal. And the cats puke and piss and shit everywhere, which is also pretty gross.
Rip.
But yeah. But we keep the home looking pretty nice. I'm having a bunch of people over Monday, so that's my advertisement to come over to my house. We got mold, piss, and shit. Come on in. No, it's nice. We keep it good.
Nice.
It's clean.
Mold, piss, and shit. That's episode title.
Yeah.
We used to have 4.
Nice. What's the most cats you've ever owned at once?
It was when there were 4.
Okay.
Yeah, because one wasn't ours.
Gotcha.
I mean, technically, none of them are mine. Like, I inherited the cats. I didn't come. I'm allergic to cats. I came in
From like a grandparent?
Wow.
No. Like my girlfriend had 3 cats.
Okay, gotcha,
And
gotcha.
her roommate had a cat, so there were 4. And then now it's just the 2 of us and her 3 cats.
That's sick.
But the other one's kind of like a stepson that we like get every other month.
Weekend custody of a stepchild. That's
I like that.
good. Sierra,
Is
who
it
would
my
you
turn?
like to ask you?
Taylor, I'll have you ask me a
Okay,
question.
let's go. Those are just both boring, actually. So I'm gonna. The extreme personal questions disappointed me. I'm gonna go for a normal, personal question. Sierra, what emotion/feeling are you currently suppressing or ignoring?
Feels like you're like trying to get into my brain in this episode.
This is just the cards.
You know, it's winter. That seasonal depression be hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at a very blanket answer.
Yeah. just-
Because isn't
just
that the
depression.
point? Isn't that the point of suppressing feelings and emotions?
Yeah.
Is that you don't dive into them?
You just toss a blanket over them.
Right. Yeah. And just give give the excuse of seasonal depression.
That is fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's I like the mythology of seasonal depression. It lets me get away with just so much.
Exactly. That's what I'm. Exactly. You could just say that
Hell
when
yeah.
it's winter. You could just use that as an excuse for all your problems.
Hell yeah.
I also like that it's a way that I can pretend that like I'm only sad in the winter.
Right.
Yeah. What about the? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Lana Del Rey that taught us that the season isn't necessarily winter for the.
Yeah.
It's seasonal depression, not wintertime depression. You know. What
Yeah.
about the summertime sadness? No, Brian, why don't you ask me a card?
Great. I wish these had the topics on top. Do they?
No.
Personal,
Personal, horny.
controversial, intellectual, sad, extreme.
I love the voice for
It's
extreme.
pretty good. I
Um,
gotta sample
It's
that
necessary.
and get a button. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go controversial again. These have been hit or miss. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not trying to screw you over.
I trust you.
Which stereotype is actually pretty accurate?
Vegans trying to screw you over.
I said it's platonic.
Preachy vegans. That's you give a vegan a soapbox and they're gonna talk about veganism. Okay, listen. I don't know.
Was the soap tested on animals?
Yeah. That's pretty good. See? Okay. I don't. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stick with that one for no particular reason.
Hell yeah.
Taylor asked me a question.
Okay, let's get another controversial card going. Okay, Nate. Would you rather be raped or falsely but convincingly accused of rape?
Is that holy shit? Okay.
No, I just riffed that. I just riffed that question, Brian.
Yeah, that would be worse.
Yeah. Play the music. Play the music. that
You can get your own.
that is
That's a
dubious.
crazy
You can get your own
question.
copy of this game at askhole.io. We're brought to you. And follow at Ayella Girl on the platform formerly known as Twitter.
I don't want either of those things. God damn it!
I'm so glad.
Yeah, that would be concerning if you secretly had been waiting for.
So, man, I think that both of those would be traumatic experiences. I think that I'm probably, as an individual, better equipped to deal with like being falsely accused.
Okay.
But that doesn't sound.
It still doesn't sound like a great.
That sounds.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's some summertime sadness. Waiting
Yeah,
to,
that's perhaps a lifetime.
It's gonna be hard to chalk
sadness.
up to the seasonal depression. Yeah.
So I think for my career, I'd rather be raped.
Oh yeah, because that's material.
I suppose it could be.
I mean, depending on who you are, either could be material.
That's true.
There's a couple that can.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. Brian, who would you like to ask you a question?
You were nice last time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Let's be mean. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I won't be a little bitch baby if you do. I mean, we're playing a game.
No,
you go
no,
for
no.
it, dog.
Oh, this
He's
is
a
a very
vegan. He's
long.
built tough.
That's the first time ever. Like, no one's ever said that.
I believe you.
this
Yeah,
question.
thank you.
If you could press a button that would make you feel deeply and permanently that everything was okay, would you? And assume that you'd remain functional in the world.
No, that's why I quit taking Celexa.
Ah.
No, I mean genuinely. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to be like. I mean, it's genuinely the same question as like the whole Matrix thing. Like, do you want to live in a simulation? It's like, no, everything's not great.
Yeah.
I want to just raw dog it. Like, if I didn't want to experience life, I would have tried harder to kill myself. I'm
valid,
here.
stands
I'm
to
sticking
reason.
with it. I committed to
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
life,
Oh, yeah.
and now I'm gonna experience all it has to offer.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Committed
I
to
like it.
fucking life. Yeah. Okay. Sierra.
All right, Brian. I'll let you ask me a question.
Good stuff.
And bad stuff.
Could be bad stuff.
What was the green again?
Intellectual questions, much like the last card that was asked, which was green.
It was.
Yes.
Was that sad then?
Let's go.
In what ways are you inhibited from expressing love?
What is this?
A sad question.
What is this? What is this episode? I want to go back to my thing with not wanting to be a burden, because I think that might be it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like, in any way that might be perceived as you.
Sometimes I feel like being clingy is the same as being a burden.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
try to overcorrect and be as unclingy as possible,
Yeah.
which then could be perceived as not being interested or
Sure.
caring.
Yeah.
So yes, that is my answer.
It's your answer to the number one card.
Is it the number?
It is the number one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting. Okay.
I like that card actually.
It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. I like anything with a number one on it. I've been
Yeah.
conditioned to believe that if the number one is on something, it's great. It's fine. It would never accuse me of anything. Nate, you want to ask me a question?
Sure.
That's
sure,
good.
Sure. Would you date yourself?
Oof. No, I don't think I would. I don't deal well with people saying mean things to me. So I don't think that I'm very well equipped to hang out with myself when I'm hungry very much. I don't know. You get more mean when you're hungry, Nate?
Do I?
Yeah, do you?
No, I don't think so. But I think I like.
Well, that's a non-starter. You get more mean when you're hungry. No.
Oh fuck yeah, I do.
I do.
asked.
I know,
like,
no, no,
like
I know,
I'm
I know,
aware
I
of
know, I
the,
know.
as I would phrase it, phenomenon.
Yes.
Of that happening,
do.
but like it's not like no.
Okay.
But I also like don't get hungry very often. I don't,
Okay,
like,
fair
I
enough.
don't. I don't like. I'm either eating in a way that isn't a big deal,
Valid.
or I'm eating all the time.
Yeah. I forget to eat a lot, and then I'll just be in a bad mood, and I won't even know until someone will ask me, "Have you eaten?" Because I'm being shitty to them, and then I'll feel even less like eating because now it's part of the thing because they called it out first, and I'm like, well now, sure, yeah, I definitely ate. This is valid. The feelings I'm feeling. This isn't just a consequence of blood sugar and me being a childish person. No, but yeah, but. How does when you do find yourself low blood? How does it kind of affect you? Like if not.
I get really like insular. Like I just like fold in on myself.
Yeah.
Is what I end up doing.
Yeah. Me too. I feel like that's the phase one. I feel like that's phase one for me. And then if someone like tries to be like, "Why are you being so insular?" Like the
I gotcha.
the response is like, "Fuck you." And they're like, "Well, why would you say that?" And I'm like, "I'll mutter something." And they're like, I hate it when you're muttering." And I'm like, "Well, I'll say something out loud. It wasn't that more pleasant?" And they're like, "No, because what you said out loud was unpleasant." And I'll be like, "Well, okay."
I feel like I'm only mean when I'm hungry.
Me too. No, I wish I could. That's my version of blaming things on seasonal depression.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
I'll just start lying about whether I've eaten. No, I should though. That could be effective.
Sorry, I
It would
haven't eaten
work.
today.
Yeah,
Are you sure you don't need therapy?
I'm.
That's
I'm
two-
sure that I need
$2,
therapy.
This episode.
I'm sure that I need therapy. It's the
The
doing that won't happen. Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I gotta afford it real quick, and then we'll figure it out.
So hit me up for free resources,
yeah.
Dan.
Fair enough. Well, now
Now he won't.
now I have to, and so well, you're right, which makes it either more or less likely that it'll happen. 'Cause
So
now it's a
Taylor, I
possibility.
bet you're wondering why we all brought you here.
I have been wondering why you all brought me here tonight. Nate, who would you like to ask you a question?
Brian, ask me a question.
Let's go.
I've done too many sad ones.
There's no such thing as too much sadness.
All right, sad.
That's why I watch BoJack Horseman.
Best show about an animated horse ever made.
It is. It is the best show about an animated horse.
Even
Take that,
non-animated
Centaur
horses,
World.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Talking dogs, though, that might be. That might be. What difficult or painful experience would you recommend to everyone? Took a twist.
So I would say people going through the process of sobriety recovery. And I like so
I'm assuming tea breaks don't count.
I think so. There's programs that lead to rigorous platforms of living, and I think everyone should go through an experience like that. So like a rigorous self-account.
Okay.
And some people don't have problems like with drinking or drugs or whatever, and some people do, but like that process of personal accountability is valuable whether you are unable to control behaviors or not. And I think that would be it's real hard to look back at everything you've done and like provide it's judgment in a way, but observation and interrogation to then like be like, yeah, those are true things about me, but that's not the totality of who I am. And I can like learn from those things, and I can try to be accountable in how I show up for the future. And it sucks, but I think if everyone was willing to be, and maybe willing and capable of being introspective onto like why we are the way that we are, why we react the way that we react, and then like treat ourselves with like grace and kindness. Yeah, I want everyone to experience that, but it hurts like hell.
Right.
Yeah. I think that soap was tested on animals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a break to cry this time. No, that was a great answer.
How do vegans deal with products tested on humans? Because like we're animals.
Examples? Tested.
So let's say shampoo. It's not tested on animals, but we do skip straight to like testing it on humans.
Oh, you mean like when people like are like paid to do that?
Sure.
So all right, there's two ways to look. There's
You
two
can pay a
ways.
dog, but like
There's two ways to look at this, right? Because it relies on consent, right?
yeah.
If somebody consents to doing it, right?
valid.
The critique would be that under a system in which not everyone has their basic needs met,
Right.
some
lot of the
people
people
might
volunteering for those are
sacrifice
doing
some
so out of
autonomy.
desperation
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
than- yeah.
So I would say I would say this is where I turn from preachy vegan into preachy
I was
socialist.
about to say in your utopian social
Yeah.
society, that would be fine.
I think testing on humans consensually is fine as long as every bare necessity is met, so no
Yeah.
one's doing it literally out of desperation.
Yeah.
Everyone's fed, everyone gets enough like water and it's clean water.
Gotcha.
Now maybe we can start.
How about
fucking around
consensual
with that.
cannibalism?
100% okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Again, as long as basic needs are met.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Valid.
Nice.
Who would you like to ask you a question?
Oh shit!
Brad?
I thought that was a question somehow.
Technically it was, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
a card, so.
Nathan.
What about yourself have you been trying to fix for a long time? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I should
A
just
lot of
hand it to
things
the
that I'm trying to
piles
fix
getting-
for a long time. I mean, this might sound like a generic cop-out answer because I think it's like everyone maybe feels this way a little bit, unless like you're fucking like ripped. But my physical health, not just like as far as like gym, but like getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. I've never been like healthy. Maybe for like 2 seconds as a child, but
Yeah.
not while I'm taking care of this myself. So, yeah, just trying to be healthier all around physically.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice. It's my turn. All right, Taylor, I'll let you ask me a question.
Okay. I'm giving up on these extreme personal questions every time.
The only interesting one was the one I got fucking stuck with.
There have been a couple others. Okay. Sierra, of all the beliefs you hold, which is most likely to be considered barbaric in 150 years?
Barbaric. Do I have beliefs?
Comment below.
What are beliefs?
What are beliefs?
What are beliefs? What
What's
do I
something you believe? What do you
I
believe?
What do I believe? What do I believe? Oh my god, why is this so hard? This is so hard for me.
Did you have to eat the last animal?
Yes. No. The yes wasn't the answer. The yes.
Like the bear was about to kill me, Brian, but I wasn't gonna waste his fucking meat.
Yes.
It's the vegan who's like, yeah, I did, and I hated it, but I accidentally killed an animal, and I couldn't let it go to waste, so then I had to take it home, prepare it, and eat it.
Okay,
They
I
like
might.
the taste of flesh.
No, I will say that mindset's kind of wild. The idea of like wasting meat. Like imagine like your grandma dies and you're like, well, we can't fucking waste it. You know, we gotta like eat that. It's like, well, shit. You know, there is other value other than like eating grandma.
You could
Yeah.
taxidermy her instead.
Anyways, I'm done hijacking that with veganism. You can go ahead.
Well, I was thinking like I recently have been feeling like the belief that sometimes like found family can be more important than born family.
Yeah.
Like or more meaningful in some ways. It's different, not to everybody, but for me. And I feel like that could be considered pretty barbaric. It is to some people now.
Especially
but-
if in 150 years, we're even deeper entrenched in a very authoritarian, totalitarian, nuclear family.
in 150 years
society.
when Trump is still president.
The cyber Trump.
He's a Futuromic head in a jar. Yeah.
I mean, or when the U.S. inevitably falls and the
Yeah.
CCP takes over.
Yeah,
Robot
yeah,
hands
yeah.
in front of the jar. that,
Friendship is illegal in 150 years, so
We got a lot of families.
yeah. More families.
like, American families. Okay.
America is not going to exist in 150 years,
So
Taylor.
true. so true.
Okay.
That was a good answer, Sierra.
Was it? It felt forced.
Yes.
No, I liked it. I liked your preface more than the actual answer, but I think the actual answer was nice because it brought the preface.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well
I'm
said.
intellectual.
Yes. Ask me a question, please.
Okay. Well, the intellectual questions are hard for me because I'm not intellectual.
That's valid.
Ouch. You're like, I'm not smart enough for this. And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
know
Well, I
what you
say if
mean.
the, no,
Okay,
I
Taylor.
know.
How do
loading an
you
awful lot.
how do you heal from painful experiences, and how do you know when you're done healing?
You go to therapy, and you know when you're done. When your therapist says you're done,
Yeah.
stop paying me. I mean, yeah, you know you're definitely done if your therapist is saying, I think you should stop paying me a lot of money
Yeah.
every week. But like realistically, eat.
What?
Eat some food. Eat some food.
That's how you cope?
That's how I cope. That's how
Stress eating.
healing from painful experiences. I don't know. Like you just hang out with your best friend. I don't know. Eat some food with your best friend. Eat some food with your best friend. Talk it out. Tell your best friend to kill themselves when they say you should try therapy. And then you know you're done when either you feel better or your best friend has killed themselves.
Oh my god.
There you go.
I think we solved that.
I think so
amazing.
too, actually.
Like, now to heal from my best friend's suicide, I'm going to eat with my Oh, shit.
Who said that was painful? No, okay.
Sierra asked me a question.
Okay. Let's go with let's go extreme personal. Extreme personal. What happened the last time you embarrassed yourself by falling asleep in public?
Ooh.
If applicable.
No.
What are we all
So I mean, I've missed a stop on a bus,
no.
being asleep. But like, I don't know. I snore, so like I've snored on airplanes.
That can be embarrassing.
But that's like I don't really think I've been embarrassed falling asleep in public.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We're
I
back to
figure-
that shame thing.
Yeah. Which is wild. Like, because I have so much shame about like.
But it's all internal.
Yeah, but about like what are seemingly like normal human traits.
What was
and
the last thing
behaviors.
that you did feel like intense shame over? If unless you're uncomfortable talking about it.
Oh, I mean,
but
I mean, I feel
Just as a for
I feel
instance.
shame for existing and
Okay.
providing myself self pleasure.
Gotcha. Yeah, fair enough.
But
Yeah.
I'm incapable of not.
right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Valid.
Facts.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Brian, who do you want to?
Who did I ask last?
Sierra, I think.
Me. I think.
Taylor, I haven't asked you in a minute.
It's been a minute. Brian, how easy is it for you to orgasm?
I don't know. It depends what's going on that month.
That's so valid.
Have I paid my rent yet?
Is it easier or harder if you haven't?
If there's things hanging over my head, I mean, I can't be jizzing. I got bills to pay, but
I can't be jizzing. I got bills to pay.
that's the next Pastor Bob
It's a
song.
bar.
That needs
Yeah.
to be a t-shirt.
If everything's good, I mean, pretty easy. I
Okay.
can control the number at this point. You know, like I could just like, you know, bam, just like shoot it out like an iguana, just you know.
Wow, that's impressive.
Or I could string it out for, you know, a couple hours. You know, just probably think about finances again. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm starting to realize I might have an unhealthy relationship with money.
Yeah,
Same, bro.
Same.
Same.
Relate. So relate.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys. No, yeah, me too. Me too. Okay. Sierra, I think it's your
My
turn. Unless anyone else has thoughts on orgasming and the thing. But who would you like to ask you a question in lieu of that?
Nate, I'll let you ask me questions.
All right, we'll do.
A question. Singular.
Would you rather increase the amount that people respect you, or increase the amount they desire you?
Hold on. I have to reread that. Probably respect,
Why?
because I don't really care about desire.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't really
Valid.
care about either, to be honest.
But she
But I
knows that
don't-
one is probably objectively important.
Yes.
Surely. That's what people have told her.
Yeah. Sure. Yes. I'll take that. Yeah. Probably respect. Who doesn't? Who wants to be disrespected?
True.
One can get you a job, and one can win you a lawsuit at that job.
That's so true. Now the lawsuit will get you more money.
true.
Good point.
No, I think I'm gonna stick with respect. Yeah.
Nice. Sierra.
Okay. We're gonna get sad.
You say that like it hasn't.
I know.
been said.
Now we get sad.
Oh my god, this is really sad.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Which have you planned in greater detail? Killing yourself or killing someone else?
I just because I haven't really planned a homicide in detail much. I don't think. But yeah, I've definitely planned some suicides. I've planned suicides for other people. I've workshopped suicides.
This is how you should go.
This is
Yeah.
like if as you know, just writers' room someone's suicide. We're just like, oh, let's how should I do this? And everyone's like, well, this would be the best.
So if we want to subvert
It's a
the
collaborative
expectations,
art form, yeah.
So how can we make sure people are surprised?
Right? Yeah. How do you get the most sanitary, surprising, and heartwarming discovery of your corpse?
Nice.
Without putting myself on a hit list, were any of these planned suicides high profile?
No, actually, I'm a petty / helpful person. Like most of the planned suicides of other people are like they're inviting me in on the process. It's we're both talking about how they're going to kill themselves, and I'm pitching ideas. I'm
That
pitching
is such a
ideas. I'm like,
morbid-
or you could do this, and it's yeah.
Why?
Because you've both woken up on a weekend and you don't want to get out of bed yet, but you don't want to talk about anything important, so you're just like pitching around ideas for how either of you might go out when you get old enough that you don't want to keep going, you know, like.
Okay.
And you're joking around mostly, but then one of you is like, oh, I actually like that idea, and then it gets more into the okay, we should write this down. We should write this down so we don't forget. And yeah,
Interesting.
it's just fun.
That was more respectable than I
Yeah,
expected.
me honestly me too. Like
I was
that.
just setting you up for like a Jeffrey Epstein joke,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, here's like genuinely me and my friends crying out for help.
A cry for help. It was more a cry for a cry for help in the case of hey,
Assistance.
help me. Yeah. It was the Facebook event invite. You know? Like, yeah.
That's our first song from the fucking whatever band we formed earlier. This isn't a cry for help; it's a cry for assistance.
Cry for assistance. That's
Yeah.
That's the album. That's the album title. Could be fun. Could be fun.
We're gonna go places together.
We got about enough time for the one last cycle around the table. I think we might not make it. But Nathan, you're going to be next up. Who would you like to ask you the last question you're likely to answer this episode? Alrighty, let's. Nathan, in total, have you given or received more oral sex?
Probably given more oral sex than
Nice.
received.
Nice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
A gentleman.
Sure, you could call it that.
For free? No. Okay. I Brian. Stakes are high. Last question. of
Is
the
there
evening,
is there a
likely.
fifth player?
Would you like Ani to come in and read you a final question?
Yes.
Ani, are you going to accept or reject the call? Okay.
Yay! Thank you.
Yay.
Ani Mariski, ladies and gentlemen. Casey Comic, Casey Baker.
You pick. No. You're. My fate's in your hands now.
All right. I'm gonna go personal, and I'm gonna use your microphone. Maybe. All right. At the gut level, do you feel that the world is safe or not safe?
Do boop.
Not safe, because I'm not a fucking child. I might die in like 10 minutes from now.
Really? Who do you think? How? Do you want any? Do you want any help? You know, I don't, what do you think was most likely to take you out in the next 10 minutes?
I mean, depending on when we wrap this podcast, I mean, driving is like one of
Okay.
those things that like
True.
literally.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Nathan was
scary.
talking about this. How
Yeah.
we all just forget that it's that so many people.
Yeah, I really hate driving. It's like basically putting yourself at serious risk every day intentionally with no other option if you want to like actually like do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the biggest advocate of public transportation.
Walkable cities.
And by biggest advocate, I mean I'm one of the millions of people saying like the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. If you've ever logged onto Twitter, I think the same things as
Why do we
all
only
the
have
people
one
saying the
cable
same
car
things.
that goes from that place to that other place, and that's
Right.
it?
They're expanding it.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, they're
Are they
like-
actually?
No, yeah.
Oh,
they're
that's
in the middle,
cool.
like in 2026. With the service to that,
Yeah.
like, to the streetcar is
Yeah.
going to more than double in number of people that have access.
nice.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
yeah,
That's kind of
so
cool.
it's
Let's
like
get more
right
of
now.
that. More of that.
Yeah, it's like right now it stops at Union Station
Mm-hmm.
on Main, but it's going to go all the way down to this like 63rd on
That's
Main.
really cool.
And then there's a couple of other east and west lines that
Nice.
eventually.
Man, let's keep
Nice.
expanding that. Let's get,
Well, you
let's
know,
get
we
more of
we
those.
had all
Yeah,
of
it
that
used to-
rail
yep.
system in
Yep.
place, and then they ripped it all out.
Yep, for just to sell more cars. Fun times. Okay. Sierra.
Taylor, I'll have you ask me a question.
Okay. Okay. Controversial.
Wow.
Okay.
Are they racist or not racist enough? What are you doing?
Okay, Sierra.
9-12, Taylor.
It's 9:12. We've passed 9:11. Okay, so this does have to be the last.
Okay,
I'm gonna give up on the
I'll answer
controversial
quick.
cards. What's the meanest thing you have ever done to someone, Sierra?
Aw. I don't know.
Meanest thing you've ever done to someone.
The meanest thing I have ever done. Oh my gosh, I don't know. See, this was supposed to be a quick answer question.
Yeah,
But I don't. I literally don't know.
I don't buy it.
I don't know.
What were you doing the last time someone called you immature?
Probably smoking too much weed or something.
Nice.
Yeah, probably.
Base.
I've never been described as immature, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Humble brag. That's interesting. That's- You can't remember a time that you've been called immature?
I
Comment
mean,
below. Okay. Interesting.
I'll comment below for
Interesting. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, thanks for coming on, everybody.
Yeah.
For those
you.
for those of you who haven't been on the show before, when we wrap up the show, since it's 9/11 now, and that just means things need to end, as it always has. I play ukulele for about 90 seconds, and we go around the table. Just make any final addresses to God, the internet, the audience, your parents, living or dead, with just any final thoughts, sum up your experiences, anything you want people to think about over the next couple of weeks. Plug your Instagram, plug your Patreon, and we're going to go around the table starting now, and we're going to start with Nate.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Plugs for me. December 6th, I'm at Blip Roasters doing Comedy Roulette. November 20th and 21st, December 20th and 21st, the Bird Comedy Theater is doing a 28-hour telethon, and I will be participating in that, chiefly on the 20th at 9:30 p.m., an original play, Seven Naughty Men, written and directed by Cody Lindenberger, is going to be a part of that telethon, and yeah, come see me be an actor.
Hi. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and all of the other places. My username is SLC Folk, like Salt Lake City Folk. It's a reference to my favorite movie. You can also give me money every month on Patreon. I have to piss.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Sierra E. McCree Comedy. I'm trying to get more content out soon, so I don't have any content out, so I'm trying to get some content out soon. So follow me on Instagram, and Facebook probably. It's just my name, I think. So yeah, and I don't have any shows or anything right now, so yeah. Yippee.
And my Instagram is Nathans_Nexus.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Spay and neuter your friends, everybody. Have a good time. Over the next week, think about seasonal depression and finally seeing a fucking therapist.
I'm so close.
I can never see with these glasses.
Please get a therapist, Taylor.
I don't. Well, there's an excuse, John. That's.
I mean, you're like right there. Oh.
Wow.
A little high, a little high.
bit.
Maybe he's a little
Overcorrected.
high. Maybe that's why.
Overcorrected.
Yeah, true.
So
Ooh.
close.
I'm gonna open my mouth in case it pops in.
Over the next week, email me suggestions for an easier Nerf gun to hit cameras with.
Wow.
There it is. Okay.
How many tries was that?
What? Too many. I think 5.
Too many.
I think 5. I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Thank you for the snacks.
Yeah, thank you, Ami.
Oh,
It's the best.
actual glasses. Hell yeah, that's good. That's
Thank you
good.
for having me.
Yeah, thanks
Both
for
of
coming
you.
on. That was very fun.
Thank you.
I eventually
Oh, with the
succeeded
gun?
to shoot a camera. Okay.
The gun is missing from the wall. That's a context clue.